Hello everyone, it's Awesome with me. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a wooden hand. I found this at IKEA while I was on vacation. I thought it was so awesome, so I bought it. It's like a drawing mannequin, and you can bend out its fingers all different ways. So yeah, I've had that on my desk for the last few days. Isn't it cool? It's like a big hand. It's bigger than my hand. But yeah, it's a big wooden hand, and I thought that was cool. So I just thought I would share that little bit with you. So yeah, I'm a nerd who just plays with wooden hands for fun. So today we have my sketchbook here, and we are going to be taking this piece of paper and we're going to decorate the front of it. I want to make it kind of like a framed little art piece on the front, and I have a pretty cool idea, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. So I have packing tape that I just got from the dollar store to seal in the artwork when I'm finished with it, so it's nice and shiny looking. That's what I do with all my sketchbook covers, in case you were wondering. And I now have 15 POSCA pens. I bought 3 more since the last video. And I have paintbrushes for if we use paint. I have my watercolor set, which is by the brand Monte Marte. And I have some Himi Gouache. I don't know how well this is doing since I did, what video was it, Pusheen coloring book, which was 2 videos now ago. I have some Prismacolor Scholar pencils just in case we need to add a little bit of extra detail. And so yeah, those are all the art supplies that I'm going to be using in this video. I don't know if I'm going to use them all. I just thought I would share it just so if I do use them all and I forget to talk about one of them, I said what all they were, what all of them were. So I just thought I would let you know. So we're gonna get right into this sketchbook art. So I have an idea. I kind of want to do like a spring themed idea. So I'm gonna do like a mixed media piece, and I want to do for spring. You know how there are always the little, oh, if I can get that. Oh, and I forgot to mention these. I have an HB pencil, just like a school pencil, and a Monte Marte eraser. This is a black one, and it's super soft, and it's my favorite eraser. And I have a Tombow brush pen, and this is the harder tipped one. I like that one for the smaller detailed things. So I'm gonna just move my sketchbook out of the way, and we're gonna turn over to this piece of paper, and I'm gonna go find my masking tape so I can yeah, I'll get my masking tape just to tape it down, and then I want it to be like a little bit of a frame around it, so we'll figure out how to do that in a little while. I just don't want the paper to warp, and that is why I am doing it that way. Okay, so I'm starting by taping down the edges of this piece. I wanted like super thin edges along the piece so it wasn't very noticeable in the end result. I just tape it down to prevent the watercolor paper from warping when I use watercolor paper, because lots of paper tends to do that, unless you have like a watercolor pad, which keeps it flat the whole time. But I don't have one of those, so I just use this method of taping it down. I am just using some dollar store masking tape that I got for like $1.25. Okay, so it's time to start sketching, and my idea is that I would draw a little ant character, like a bug, riding in a leaf boat that some kid has made and put it down one of those little rivers that run down the road in the spring. Well, at least that's what I called them, like the little streams that run along the side of the road from all the snow melting. So I thought that would be a good idea. So, because we all know that we've made little leaf boats to send down the little rivers, and spring is just around the corner, so I thought it would be a fitting idea. So I just am adding some smaller details to the sketch, really figuring out what I want to do with it. I tried adding a road beside it, but I didn't really like that, so I erased it, and I'm just making like a tree line above it. But I'm going over it with my kneaded eraser so it doesn't smudge when I put watercolor over it. So now I'm grabbing out my watercolor paints to start coloring this piece. I also have a new water dish, and it's actually like a fancy glass one. It's not actually for paint water, but I thought it would be good for it, and my mom actually got it for me. So I'm doing like a turquoisey blue water underneath the boat and all around the boat, and I'm adding darker edges closer to the top of the waves so you can kind of tell them apart from each other. And yeah, I'm just going to fill those in, and I use the brand Monte Marte for my watercolor pieces. I actually have the squeeze watercolors, which I find layer more evenly than their pan watercolors. And I am also using, I believe, the brand Canson for my watercolor paper. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but yeah, it's some Canson watercolor paper. So now I'm doing a blue sky, and I also streaked a little bit of purple through it just to give it some dimension. And I'm adding a tree line to separate the water and the sky, so it can, yeah, so it just separates it a little bit. So now I'm getting out my POSCA paint pen. Sorry that the light changed a little bit. I'm not quite sure how that happened. But I'm grabbing out my POSCA paint pens, which I now have about 16 colors, I believe. So I am grabbing out a light brown and a white, because I like blending my POSCA pens together. I know it can wreck your white nib, but I find if you clean it off as soon as you're done using it, it doesn't affect it very much. So, I wanted to use them to color the ant and his little boat. I wanted this piece to have kind of a Disney kind of feel, like the old Disney movies, where the background is watercolor and the main focus point is very blocked out and cartoony looking. So I started coloring the ship. I colored the sail first, which is supposed to be one of those helicopter seeds which fall from the trees in the fall. I thought that that kind of seed would kind of make the perfect sail. Of course, I made the leaf boat green, and I blended some darker green around the edges. I also colored the little ant a lighter gray, blending my darker gray with white, which I think turned out really well, and I really have been enjoying blending out my POSCA pens lately. So yeah, it's a really fun thing to try if you have POSCA pens. So now I'm just doing a few little second coats and outlines on different things, and some final coloring details. As you can see, I outlined the tree line and stuff like that. I wanted to add some, or actually we're not to that part of the video yet, but I'm just outlining the little waves so they have a little bit more definition. I was planning on only using the POSCAs for the ant, but I ended up using them for some outlining in the background. So now I'm just doing a few little second coats on the leaf boat because my green is a little bit more transparent than my other colors, and I'm just doing some other little details with the POSCA pen, such as the little antenna over the ant's head and stuff like that. Sorry, I bumped my trash can. But, so I wanted to add a few little clouds, so I grabbed out my white jelly gouache, which I've talked about in past videos, especially the Pusheen coloring book one, if you want to hear what I think about that paint. And I painted some white wispy cloud shapes into the sky and outlined them with my gray POSCA pen. I also added some small background shading details with my Prismacolor pencil crayons off camera. So now I'm just doing the fine lining. As you can see, I started with the harder nib, but quickly decided that I needed the thicker one to capture the level of cartoon that I wanted for this illustration. So I also forgot to click record when I painted the edge of the cover, but just imagine me taking a paintbrush and some light blue paint and painting the edge of it a light blue. So now, anyway, I am just taping it over with my packing tape to protect the piece. I also got this tape from the dollar store, and I just find that putting the packing tape over the piece just really protects it well, and it makes it look almost professional because it's so shiny, and it makes it look laminated, and I really like that look. And as you can see, I am just laying it piece by piece over the over the painting. So I guess I can call it a painting, I don't know, like the mixed media piece. And I flip it over and cut the corners of it, just like cut it in, and then I fold over the edges so it doesn't just look choppy at the edges, because I like it to be smooth around the edges of the book. So here is the end result, and I think it turned out super cute, and it turned out really adorable and has a ton of character, and I think it's my favorite sketchbook cover that I have ever decorated. And now we'll get into the weekly art. Okay, so now it's time to get into the weekly art, and I showed this doodle last time, and I just added a little bit more. I was just doodling with my POSCA pens, so yeah, that's what I was doing, and I was watching Finding Dory, so I just doodled some under the sea things. This is kind of based on Hank the Octopus, and this is a mushroom jellyfish. I thought that was kind of a cool idea since the tops are similar. And I drew girls, and I actually kind of like how these two turned out. I think they turned out pretty well, and the other ones I didn't put as much time into. But I really like the sketchy liner of this. It's good for in sketchbook like art. I think that is a good like sketchy liner. It looks cool. This one's less sketchy, and I actually colored it in, so it's kind of like an illustration. And then I sketched with some pen, as you can see, and then I went over it with some thicker fine liners. And I just drew some different animals. I like this cat. I like his face. I think it turned out cute. We are on vacation, as I said in my last video, and that's why this video is so late. I just ran out of time to edit this video this week, so yeah, that's why it's late. So yeah, we were sitting in a restaurant and I was just doodling, so that's what I doodle while I'm not thinking about it. And then we went to a Build-A-Bear workshop while we were there, and because my sisters wanted to go there, and there was this guy that worked there, and he had the biggest afro. It was so cool, and yeah, I just thought it was so cool that as soon as we got home, I had to draw it, and I really love how this illustration turned out, even though it's from memory. I just think the teddy bear's face turned out really well, and he turned out really well. I just really love. I did the little stuffing machine, you know, Build-A-Bear workshop. They have that thing where they push on the pedal and they stuff the bears, and he's holding a bear that he just stuffed. So yeah, I really like that illustration. I'll give you a little close-up. Yeah, I think his face turned out really cute. And then I got some alcohol markers for my birthday, and you'll actually see that in my next video. Me and my brother did some art with them, and yeah, the next video is going to feature my brother, and I think that'll be really cool. I just haven't edited it yet. I've been so busy lately, but yeah, so I just did some doodles testing out the markers, and I really like these two in particular. This one I am actually going to make into a Redbubble sticker, and I already have it almost done. I'm not sure when I'll have the time to put it on Redbubble, but yeah, I'll show it to you when it's done. Yeah, that was a spoiler before, so I'm just not going to show that because that will spoil the next video. So the markers really helped me unlock this new style of shading, and it makes it look more like paintings almost, and I really enjoy that, how it makes my characters look. And I kind of redesigned Fred a little with rounder eyes, and his eyes are lower down. He doesn't have those weird nose holes that he used to have. Oh, this is like my favorite piece I did this week. It's an Onward fan art piece. Yeah, and I think it turned out super cute, and it took me forever to do all the little details with all the different colors. My set, it's Ohuhu, so you can't expect like the super pastel colors like Copics, but yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. And yeah, and I'm just working on a few little mushroom sketches. I would like to do a mushroom sticker sometime in the future, but I don't know when that's going to happen. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Oh, and I need to show you some Funko Pops. Just one second, I'm going to grab them. Okay, so these are the Funko Pops that I'm going to show for this week. So I have Abominable from or his name's Everest, not Abominable, but it's from the movie Abominable, and he is super cute. And if you haven't seen that movie, I definitely recommend it. It is like really cute, and I just really enjoy the character of Everest, and that's why I got down, because I thought his eyes are so like shiny for a Funko Pop, and I think he just is super cute. And I have Vincent van Gogh, which I got for Christmas. It's like a very artsy looking one, and he's got his little paint palette, and yeah, I really enjoy that one, how it looks. But because he has such a big hat, they didn't give him a stand. Like some of the Funko Pops come with little plastic stands so they don't fall over, but he does not stand very well by himself. So usually when he's up on my shelf, I have to put erasers behind him so he stands up. And here's Ned. I actually got Ned a couple days after the Spider-Man No Way Home came into theaters. Me and my dad went to go see it. I like the Tom Holland Spider-Man the most out of the Spider-Man movies. But bringing them all together and having Ned have magic, it was just this super awesome climactic movie, and I really enjoyed it. And it is very emotional and sad, and I really recommend it if you have not seen it yet. It is just like the best movie that they are coming out with recently, and I think it's my favorite Spider-Man movie overall. So yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this little sketchbook cover decorating session. Hopefully you guys will come back for the next video. I don't know, I guess I kind of lost my train of thought there. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And that will help me to hopefully in the future produce better quality videos. And yeah, just keep making these videos because it's nice to let other people see my art other than just my family. So yeah, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Austin with an E, signing out for now. Bye!